Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the one who clutches.
Can a man who does not celebrate his victories but hates losing truly be considered as thriving or simply surviving the struggle? Guts' life has been nothing but misfortune, and this has led to some certainly dire situations involving himself and others fighting to the bloody bone to survive. I have made a video on why Guts is so brilliant as a character, the perfect example of an imperfect person, to quote myself. However, today we will keep it a bit more surface level and go over the times he's claimed the worthy title, the King of Clutches. Whilst Guts has many feats of him overcoming a power that should far exceed his own, I have always been mainly attracted to him protecting the lives of other people. Yeah, mainly Casca, but still it's Razmataz every time. To kick it off, let's talk about the time that Guts earned his nickname the Thehundman Killer. Whilst the initial battle starts with both Guts and Casca standing on business, Casca's womanly drawbacks eventually overwhelm her and Guts forces her to run. Guts bodies the NPC soldiers as expected. We see this dope shot of Guts obliterating the chain mace before shredding through the monster-sized man's armor like knife through cake. Guts continues smirking as he smokes the surrounding troops, even taking a bolt through the hand and still smirking. As he is engulfed by literally dozens of armored men, Guts with light armor on simply mutters one phrase: "Now this has gotten interesting." This guy does not care, bro. I think the fact he was so young here and with no Dragon Slayer really makes this feat more impressive, because by all odds he should be cut down eventually, yet the endurance already intertwined with his innate being forces him on to struggle. He casually breaks a man's entire skull, all whilst devilishly smiling, still approaching the rest of the force like death herself. Guts chooses to fight nearly 100 men instead of running, purely to let Casca escape. After a quick flash forward, we see Guts has left massacred, maimed, and mauled half 100 men, and covered in his blood, their blood, our blood, and still remains quipping. Someone tell Guts he is not Spider-Man and his life is not whimsical enough to be making such taunting jokes. Guts even has time for some introspection for why he continues to fight, but quickly remembers his brain is tricking him into thinking, and we must never do that. As the rays of the next day begin to invigorate the forest scene, the corpses slew jot the landscape with a plethora of limbs detached from their original owners. Casca and Judo wade their way through the sea of bodies until they finally find the cause. Sleeping like a beast, the Prince of Clutches rests. Skipping forwards a couple of years, we arrive at chapter 42 and the Band of the Hawk ravaged by Midlands exiling for them being traitors, and Griffith's capture, alongside Guts' departure, left the stability of the mercenaries very flimsy indeed. A Kushan assassin named Silat leads the attack and easily defeats a weakened Casca, pinning her to the floor ready to kill. But in the most Deus Ex Machina fashion conceivably possible, a boot from a stranger took him off her. Hidden by a silhouette of glorious hope stands the man Guts. Like Thor arriving in Wakanda, the troops become enlightened with his mere presence, and Guts poses as nonchalantly as possible in order to not give Casca the ick. Silat is too chalant, and this is simply cringe, so Guts knows he has to fight him off. Silat's dramatic names are very funny and do make the fight more lighthearted despite it being previously very tense. However, these foreign fashion tools mean nothing to Guts, easily disposing and adapting to the techniques in quick time, eventually outmaneuvering the assassin with the use of map knowledge, saving the band and Casca once more, as the chalant man skulked off to double text girls and replied to their stories with voice messages. You guys probably expected this one, as it is the climax of a very long journey for Guts to secure Casca's safety after realizing his foolish, selfish mistakes. Arriving on the scene draped in the darkness of those he's vanquished, Miura makes use of first-person perspective alongside dark highlights to keep Guts' full appearance from us in this sequence, making it feel ever more intense as our butts clench in preparation for the two to meet once more. As Casca is about to be explored by the massive goat pseudo-apostle, the crashing slab of iron detaches the snake-like penis from his body, weirdly not the first time Guts has attacked the member of a creature to prevent Casca from being assaulted, but following a really well executed tornado swing, truly showcasing the power of Guts as he mauls with ease the demonic humans, a moment of decompression occurs as the double spread depicts both Casca and Guts safe from immediate danger, and once again he rescues her. Guts is painted with a somewhat melancholic view as she remains clueless to what is happening around her, and this does make the moment a lot sadder than should she have been her old self, allusions to the time they reunited when under attack from Salat, but the connection is all but shattered now. We've all seen the voice edits on TikTok. It's used in almost every Guts Rage funk audio ever, and the next clutch is the debut of the Berserker Armor. Despite initially being savaged by Grumbeld, as Guts was already battle drained and without armor, the gang managed to get him to safety and equip the armor. And from the depths of despair, fueled by pure rage and lust for slaughter, does the impulse drive him forwards. A brand new Guts is born, emerging from the cave and splitting an apostle from nape to knee. The scene's aura changes, and suddenly, donned with the metal that takes life from both the enemies and the user, Guts begins unleashing. No longer restricted by pain, he reaches new levels of power, easily battering around Grumbeld, destroying his shield, cannon, and warhammer. Not only this, he manages to withstand an entire force of transformed Grumbeld's tail, and even crack his skin. Beyond broken bones, twisted limbs, and loss of identity, Guts continues fighting, becoming consumed by the armor like a prison. However, Shirke manages to break through the overwhelming flow of his OD and make him cling back onto himself. With Serpico, Isidro, Farnese, and Casca all in mortal danger, Guts flashes by, dissecting with perfection the monsters, exhibiting his fine control and saving the entire crew once again. One of Guts' more flashy entries arrives after beating Serpico in a conventional 1 vs 1 in order to pursue Farnese. Whilst he is technically a little late, as mutant tigers had begun indulging in the flesh of innocence, although we can claim the nobles deserved it simply due to them having money and therefore selfish scum. Using his now mastered control of the wind sylphs to save Farnese, Serpico drops a hair-raising setup explaining the need of his absence to be a guide. The flapping cloak of a wraith long lost to the whims of the universe steps up. Guts shows his cold personality, not fazed by the deaths of the nobles, dropping a line that is heat to be fair, and even Isidro has aura in this panel, which is probably never going to happen again. An epic double spread of Guts brandishing his sword lets us know the business is on as usual, and easily slices through the tiger, splitting it in half without wasting a breath. We can tell it's quite low effort for Guts as he manages to suppress the Berserker Armor from manifesting, however he still manages to exude swagger in every swing, and saves Farnese from imminent death with the help of Serpico. Guts has clutched up many other times, but I just wanted to highlight some of my personal favourites. Sorry for the video taking a while to come out. I've been struggling mentally with some issues in my life, but I will try to get a video out as often as possible. Until the next one, it's been Vok, peace out.